What is happening, everybody? All right, so the 2020 Mustang GT500 has been kind of revealed, and I want to give my thoughts on this partial reveal that Ford has blessed us with after so many years of waiting on this thing to finally make it to the party. So, first of all, let's talk about looks. The car definitely looks the part. That carbon package, whatever they're calling it, definitely something cool. Love the carbon fiber wheels. Love the vent thing, the wing, all that. Yeah, it looks pretty sweet to me. Definitely looks like it means business. Now, speaking of business, one of the things that they didn't talk too much about was the price of this thing. In looking at the car and in looking at, well, its baby brother now, the GT350 and GT350R, I can only imagine that this car is going to come in stickering somewhere north of $80,000, maybe $85,000 with, yeah, who knows how much that carbon package is going to go for. And yeah, that's nice, but attainable too. If you're in the market for a red eye. So in that respect, I can kind of see it. But the only problem that I have here is the issue with the dealer market adjustment. That is what is going to kill this car. The dealer market adjustment, I can only imagine, is going to be somewhere north of $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 on these things when they release it. I mean, hell, if you look at some of the GT350Rs right now that are selling it, even this deep into the product run, 15,000 over sticker, 10, 20, whatever the number is, that's absurd. So it's going to take that car deep into the, 5-digit range, and will probably push it over $100,000. For a Mustang, man, that's going to be pretty tough to swallow, no matter what name you're calling it. GT500, some people are going to call it the Shelby GT500. Look, fact of the matter is, this thing is going to be expensive. Make no mistake about that. Now, other things that we weren't told about this car, namely the horsepower and torque figures. It's pretty interesting to me that they're going to reveal a car only to not give you the actual horsepower and torque numbers. That makes absolutely no sense to me. How in the hell are you going to bring a car like that out into the open, show videos of it going around corners, and give quarter-mile times of sub 11 seconds and give 0 to 60 times, but not give horsepower and torque numbers? And I've seen the videos of Staying Mode or the video from Staying Mode where he's interviewing the engineer and the guy's being kind of coy, going, "Oh, we're just kind of wait." Man up and tell us what the car is going to do. The fact of the matter is that we're all waiting on basically two things for this car: power and price. That's it. And the reality is that, yeah, I get it. It's a gorgeous car, has the look, has the presence that you would hope that the GT500 would have after all of this time being developed. And we don't get the power and the pricing on this car. It's almost a slap in the face. I mean, why in the hell is Ford playing this slow card role? I just do not get that. And yeah, I guess they're thinking that maybe if they show you what it looks like, it's going to maybe soften the blow. You'd almost think that, from them being so coy about the power figures, that maybe they're not quite as high as they were hoping it would be. Maybe because it's got a DSG style transmission in it. Look, say what you will, but those types of transmissions don't have the greatest track record of holding up. And I'm sure the thing would hold up just fine in stock form, but guys, this is a Mustang. I mean, we're not talking about a car that people leave stock. Far from it. As a matter of fact, the Mustang is the darling of the aftermarket community. So, my question is, since they're saying that the car will go a quarter mile sub 10 seconds, who is out there just waiting to pick one of these things up and throw a drag race wheel and tire setup on it? I don't know. Is that transmission going to be able to manage that? What about mods? Let's think about things like pulleys, headers, tuning, all of the things that guys do to Mustangs because, well, it's a Mustang. Is that transmission going to be able to manage that? Not too sure that it will. And if the reliability of Ford's interaction with these types of transmissions carries farther into this car, The resounding answer is no, and I get it. Tremec, it's a big name. They make some awesome transmissions. But when you have the full weight of the bean counter brigade from Ford working on this thing in conjunction with Tremec, I'm sure there were some corners cut. Sorry, guys. I just don't have that kind of faith in a transmission that could cost as much as a couple of used cars to hold that kind of power in an environment like drag racing. And again, I only bring it up because they brought it up. So that's that out of the way. But one thing among many that has gotten on my nerves about that car is the fact that it is only offered with that transmission. There is no true manual and there is no real automatic. The two things that made the GT500 so salivating to me was the fact that you could get one, at least we thought at the time, with a real manual transmission or an automatic transmission. Both have their place. You want old school feel, maybe some road course, I don't know, something or another, get the manual. If you want to go drag racing, grab yourself an automatic. And you did that because of durability and not have to worry about missing shifts, things like that. Well, here we have a compromise in a way, and it's a compromise that's more or less untested. So where the hell's the 10-speed automatic in all of this? It is blowing my mind. It's almost like Ford has gone and done the unthinkable. They've taken the Mustang and almost tried to turn it into a world platform thing. You know, with that, oh, by the way, the gear selector, it's not a shifter in the center console. It's this little twisty dialy thing. What the hell? This shit reminds me of that kind of person that you knew back in school that would like take a summer trip to England and they come back with that little fake accent or something. You know, what kind of dainty little crap is that? This is the GT500. You either want to be rolling gears or, you know, have something there when you're shifting gears and you're doing a manual mode and automatic, or it's a freaking Mustang, man. You get a shifter in the middle, not some little cute artsy fartsy stick your finger out like, yeah, look at this, I got a twisty thing. What? I don't know, that C-Class Mercedes didn't want any of that? I mean, dude, it's got the same shifter that, you know, some little stripper Sadies has in it. You know, the kind that, you know, the sugar daddy will, you know, a little hush money so his little side piece won't run her mouth. Yeah, the car he buys her, same little shifter that your GT500 has. So I am completely bewildered as to this. I mean, what is this supposed to be, some, you know, showing sophistication on Ford's part? This is a slap in the face to the old school muscle that the older GT500s gave us. The GT500 was a groundbreaking car. It was released back in 05, 6, 7, whatever. It was the bruiser. It was the barroom brawler. And Ford made it when they didn't have to. Well, it was great back then. And they wrecked it by tarting this thing up with some Euro trash shifter sitting in the middle of it. The other thing that is driving me nuts about that whole, you know, changing things up with that DSG transmission is the fact that, you know, when you look at it from the standpoint of Ford didn't have to make it back then, so they made it awesome. It was just this brute. Well, now Ford has to make this car because you have cars like the ZL1, the Z06, you've got the Hellcat, you've got the Red Eye, you've got the, oh wait, the Demon. That brings me to another point. So, I've been kind of sniffing around some of these online magazine, reading some of the articles that they've said, and one of the things that always seems to pop up here and there is this car is going to annihilate the Hellcat. It's going to, you know, Red Eye, whatever. Really? Where? I'd love to see that. Because first of all, let me just bring some of you guys up to speed. My bone stock Hellcat on a drag race wheel and tire setup on 93 octane with no tune, stock catalytic converters, the whole bit. Yeah, I just went 1049 at about 126 miles an hour with that car. Good DA, but you know what? I'm running deep 10s in that thing, and I wonder if that Mustang can cover the same. We're not even talking about the Red Eye, but the fact of the matter is, you know, this whole Venom kills Demon thing, yeah, that's being left out pretty strongly right now. As a matter of fact, in those journalists, I don't know, pièce de resistance. Never once is there any mention of the Demon. That's right. Keeping your mouth shut. And by the way, don't call in the hounds when you're talking about the Hellcat, because that little GT500 might get its ass drug at the drag strip. How does Crow taste? I'm pretty sure you'll find out once those GT500s start showing up at drag strips around the country. Bunch of well-heeled assholes showing up trying to show ass, probably going to be chasing cat all the way down the track. Damn, that sucks too, because I was hoping the GT500 was going to be the next evolution for American muscle cars, not some hybrid, thing with the twisty shifter and, all this technology, all to basically take something away. You've added technology, you've added this transmission, but you've taken away the manual, you've taken away the true automatic, and besides, what the hell is the point of even developing that 10-speed automatic when the ZL1 is running around with that thing? You've got the trucks running around with that and the Mustang running around with that thing. What, not good enough for the GT500? Oh, wait a second. We wanted to bring in some Ford GT components. Great. Hey, that's great when the car weighs about as much as a trash can lid, but you put that transmission with the kind of torque and horsepower that Mustang is going to put out and the weight of that thing? Again, I'm thinking about durability here, guys. I'm not even worried about the cost of it at this point, of the car that is. I'm more concerned about how long is it going to take to break that thing and what is it going to cost to replace it? And is Ford going to stand behind it if people are actually driving the thing the way that it's being marketed to be driven? So, I can go on and on about this subject, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Post your comments. Let me know what you think. I'm just going to wait until they drop the actual horsepower, torque, and the pricing on this thing to try to give a little bit better and maybe a little bit more level-headed assessment of where I think that car is and where it's going moving forward. And that's a wrap on this one. Y'all have a great one. Adios.